I have forgotten why I was interested in that kind of old school style RPG game when I was 13. I was addicted to Overwatch that time, but for some reasons I found this game out in this app, 快玩游戏盒子, and then I downloaded it. The time when I started this game, I didn't realize how this game was gonna change my life. A few seconds later, the music came out, and that was how Frisk's journey started. Also my story. The first time that I started playing this game, I just couldn't find out the difference between this game and the Flash games that I had played before. I thought the games like fight to the end, wins or not, kill or be killed. I was a kid at that time, so I didn't know how this game works. So after me runs Kill and Mercy, I felt this game was kinda boring to me, so I soon gave it up for several weeks. But one day, when I was scrolling my phone, I found out the different videos about the different endings of this game, and at that time I thought, oh, that was kinda interesting. And then I realized this game was not as simple as I thought to be. So I restarted playing this game and recreated my file. This time I chose to play good ending. So I made friends with monsters successfully this time, and I chose not to kill Toriel, Papyrus and Undying this time. And then I experienced a lot, like had a show with MTT and the adventure in the real house. I thought I needed to fight against Asgore because I need to go back to my human world, but finally being trapped by Fluffy because everything was designed by him. And after I beated Mega Fluffy, I stopped playing this game for a while because there was a round of it I need to go through the real lab where the phenomenon is kinda scary for a 13-year-old kid, so I stopped playing this game for several weeks again. But it was not just stopped there. I still remember that was night on Friday. I was sitting in the backseat of the car, driven by my aunt. She was gonna drive me home. I lied to her halfway I got by some study materials, so she didn't have to drive me for the rest of the way. She agreed, and the time when I got out of the car, I didn't go into a bookstore. Instead of a convenience shop, I just bought a bag of chips and then walked home, took out a bottle of yogurt, and then I was lying on my bed like that, and started watching an Undertale video, and the game was played by Lao Yi. I still don't know why I can remember every detail so clearly. Maybe that was because I got high scores in that week's test, and I didn't have any homeworks to do. I gotta say, it was really chill that time, and the true lab was not as scary as I thought, and what I saw even made me wanna cry. The monsters there were the victims of the determination injection experiments. They had their own family. They didn't want to hurt us. What shocked me the most is the time when I met Snowdrake's mother, when a slow and breaking version of his music, Snowy, started playing. She was melting with the slow rhythm of the music, powerless, and only want to share a joke with you, and finally fade away herself. And every time when I see this, I just feel as if there was something actually standing in front of you, but you can do nothing. Just be sympathy about that. And I'm sure that's the power of simple music, simple image, and simple words, even a good story. A few days later, I played this part myself. It was not that scary, but I still feel kinda nervous while playing it. And then came with the final part of this game, the revenge of Lovey. Or I can say, Azrael. I gotta say I love this part of the game so much. When the intro part of the music came out, I didn't realize that it was the theme music of this game. It was like you were starting with it, and then everything was gonna end it here right now. Let's talk about the name of this song, Hopes and Dreams. Just through this name, it's clear to see you were the only hope of this world right now. And also, you needed to grasp the hopes created by yourself and to realize the dreams of monsters' freedom. The final fighting was not that hard, but the images and the music was so great. After struggling times by times, you felt something. Some voices were resonating in the bottom of your heart. You heard it, and you knew that was the time you needed to do something, and that is sing. You found them somewhere in Asriel's spirit, and all of them were out of consciousness that time. They became a kill robot and kept attacking on you, but for some reason, they still knew you. And also they will try their best to help you, to accept you, to love you. Every time when I woke them up, I could see a scraped off memories flooding back. At that time, they were not just digital images, they were the ones with splash. They were one of my best friends, they were one of my families, and all I needed to save is not the monsters being controlled by Asriel at that time, but also Asriel himself. Finally, I saved Asriel successfully. He gave up the plan of being the god of this world, and he broke the barriers then, and the freedom was in front of you. I chose to live with monsters outside the underworld, and everything back to peaceful. Everything ended there, and also my childhood ended there in that winter vacation in 2018.